I forgot to mention. Are you guys on a computer right now?
Yes.
Yes.
There should be a button that says like comments or live comments somewhere on your screen.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, comments.
So if anybody comments on the video, it'll show up there so you can see it.
Oh, cool.
Oh, awesome. Is this going to be live on Facebook now? And then...
it is live on Facebook right now.
That is excellent.
Very excellent.
Okay, here we go. Hey, it's Bill, and you're tuned into the Pennsylvania Rock Show, featuring the best unsigned rock and metal that Pennsylvania has to offer right here on PARockShow.com, MegaRockRadio.net, 107.1 FM St. Louis, Missouri, XRPRadio.co.uk, RooterooRadio.com, and altrockradio.ca. And I did it again, and buildthescene.com. I forget mine all the time. With me tonight on episode number 530 are Earl and Matt from Aqua Dementia. What's up, gentlemen?
Hello, this is Earl here.
Hey, this is Matt. How's it going, Bill?
Not too bad. I feel, don't take this the wrong way, but I feel like I'm looking into like Joe Dirt's living room.
Well,
you actually are.
You caught us. Oh, also joining us in the back here is our drummer. This is Troy. Everyone say hi.
Hi, Troy.
He's a stand-in.
Is he the rapping cowboy, Troy? Have you guys seen him?
Yeah, record sales haven't been that good.
Hasn't been able to put food on the table recently.
Right.
So you guys kind of joined together right as this whole mess started. That normally, like, I would ask a band, how's this been affecting you? But you guys kind of went into it as it happened. So what were you expecting to happen?
Honestly, we don't really know. This is kind of so me and Matt, we went to high school together up in Slippery Rock. So we've been best friends for almost pretty much a decade now. And this is like kind of our dream was to have like this band. And it just kind of all of a sudden just one day happened. You know, I just kind of got the bug up my butt. And I just messaged him. I was like, hey, Matt, you know, let's get this started. Let's do something finally, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And we also, well, I got laid off with the with when the COVID shutdown started. And we kind of looked at it. It's like, well, we've got all this free time. The second we got into, what was it, the yellow phase, we just started committing, like, we're going to get together this day, and put 8 to 10 hours in a rehearsal studio.
It's
no ventilation. That's been fun.
It's a full-time job with overtime. I think our last practice was 15 hours.
Well, we spent 3 hours of that at Porky's.
Yeah, right.
Are you guys both still in the Slippery Rock area?
No, actually, I live in Stoneboro now, and I don't know what backwater you live in.
I actually live right over by your neck of the woods, Bill. I'm over in like West Deer area, kind of like over by the Mills Mall.
Okay.
I know you live in Leechburg, right?
Yes. It's like maybe 25 minutes to the mall from here.
Yeah.
West Deer. We were that was one of the places my wife was coming home from when a deer ran into the side of my car last year.
Oh, well.
I remember that well.
One in Rome, I guess, right?
Well, that happened. That was October, and it was still drivable when I was driving it. And in November, a second deer ran into the other side of the car, and then it was no longer drivable.
Oh, oof.
But anyway,
that's unfortunate.
That's an off-the-air story. I did drive it to work today, and it is getting 31.8 miles to gallon, and it's a 2003. So
that's more than both of our vehicles combined.
Well, that's because it's a Toyota Camry.
Ah,
You can't kill those things.
No,
They do
No.
not die.
there's okay, so we'll talk about it a little bit. So she was picking my son up from basketball when the first deer ran into her, and literally, like, she didn't hit it; it ran into the side of the car.
Oh,
And both times. But I actually, when it was all said and done, well, the first time I called the body shop and I was telling him about all the damage, and he's like, "What year is it?" And I told him, and then I started talking about the quarter panel, and he's like, "You said she hit a deer." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, you just described damage down the whole side of the car." I'm like, "Well, it ran into the side of the car and rolled down it." And he goes, "They're going to total it. I can tell you that without looking at it."
oh.
And I was like, "It has 60,000 miles on it." And I was like, I'm not going to total it." And he's like,
Yeah,
"Well,"
right.
he goes, "You can bring it over and I'll take a look at it." He goes, "But honestly, they're probably going to total it." So we were driving around because my kids were doing things. My daughters were in a play that they had practice every day of the week. My son was playing basketball. So while that was happening, my wife went to pick the girls up then, and she was leaving Leechburg going up the hill, and a deer ran out and ran into the other side of the car.
Oh.
So the door, the mirror, the quarter panel, and the fender on the passenger side were all damaged. And then the second deer ran into the fender on the driver's side and bent it over the top of the wheel, which is why I couldn't be driven.
Right. Wow.
So at that point, I called my dad and I was like, "Look, like, they were going to total it the first time." I was like, "I really don't want to get rid of it. What can we do?" And he's like, "Start looking for the parts and we'll fix it." I don't know if you guys look at my personal Facebook page. There's those 3 cars that were across the top recently. Yeah, my dad built all 3 of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he restored them. So
What are we doing with our lives?
Yeah, seriously.
he's actually
Oh my
done.
God.
He's actually done 4. He did a 70 Duster for my mom's boss too.
Oh,
Nice. So I go and I buy all the parts, and I buy paint and paint hardener, and I have to buy the rest of the stuff for the paint because he already had it. And when it was all said and done, I spent about $350 to get my car back on the road that they were going to total.
nice.
That's not bad at
That's
all.
a deal and a half right there.
And really, I spent about $300 because my brother gave me an Amazon gift card. I bought the fenders, both fenders, and the headlight that was smashed on Amazon. And then I bought the paint from A&G Auto Parts. Now, there is still some work that needs done. The quarter panel, there's a section that's going to need cut out and replaced, but that doesn't affect driving it.
Right.
But yeah, the fenders, the passenger fender was $56 and the driver's side was $62. So my brother bought me a fender.
If it gets you going from point A to point B, I mean, that's what works, right?
It's funny because you would think that the fenders would be really expensive, and the headlight assembly was $58.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the fenders were the same price as the headlight assembly. And they came pre-primered. It was nice.
Oh, there you go. I'll keep that in mind if I ever have a deer run into my 03 Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
Do you still have that? You had that Toyota, wasn't that?
Me?
03? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
It was only like 3 cylinders.
Yeah, the Echo. It had like 300,000 miles on it.
Well, let me tell you what does not happen when you have a Toyota. You don't find parts in a junkyard.
No, I can verify that.
Yeah, actually, I've been driving around this. You saw it. It's that white Matrix that was my ex-wife and I's, and it was getting up to inspection and stuff, and I finally looked at it. I'm like, it runs great, but it's got 210,000 miles. You can't find parts at an affordable price on those. So if I hit anything, it's like Well, that's not gonna be fixable.
Every time we took something off the car, my dad would grab a piece, like there's structural metal that goes under the fender,
Right.
and he would grab it and bend it and look at me. He goes, "I don't know how these things last so long." And then he'd take something else off, and he's like, "What is this even here for?" And in his defense, when the fenders showed up, I thought they were empty boxes. Like, I picked them up, and I'm like, "There's nothing in this box."
Right.
I got Bezos.
I just did the the rocker panels on my I drive a 92 full size Blazer. Great truck, by the way. But I just did the rocker panels on that, and it was the same thing. You pick up the box and just like, you're like trying to finagle it. There's like nothing in them.
I was looking for a Blazer when I bought my first car, and
oh, yeah?
I ended up with the '94 Taurus instead. But I couldn't find one.
If it's all fair, the Blazer he drives, he paid what, $1,200 for?
15.
Okay, $1,500 for, and he spent $1,450 too much on it. Like it is primer, Bondo, and spray foam, but it's got that 350 small block under it.
You want to talk about this living room looking like Joe Dirt's palace? You should see my vehicles.
Listen, I once bought a 91 Dodge Daytona when that Taurus blew up. The one that I bought a 91 Dodge Daytona for $300. Put $1,000 into it to get it back on the road. And rocker panels had to be redone. We got it back on the road, and 3 months later, the transmission blew out of it.
Oh, no way!
Oh, no.
Oh, yikers!
But it was on its way out anyway, because we found out we were having twins, and there was no way that 5 of us were fitting in that, especially me by myself. But my wife tells everybody that 2 of us could go. One adult, and Aiden would have been 2 at the time. 1 adult and 1 kid, because when the car seat was in the back seat, nobody could sit in that front seat.
Oh, right. Oh.
Hey, so now that we've talked about nothing music related,
right?
It's
so
just like our
what do you write your songs about? Maybe there's a link there.
Well, actually, most of our songs are about junk cars, drinking, and a lot of it also we do like a lot of politically charged stuff. Our kind of like our main hit right now is called Killdozer, and it's about I don't know if you are familiar with the story from Marvin Heemeyer over in Granby, Colorado. Yeah, just kind of like a man taking matters into his own hands, and that's kind of what we did with the band here. So that's kind of our whole ethos.
He's really thrown a lot of words here for the fact that we're like, man, that guy built a tank. That's really cool.
We're secretly just jealous of the fact this dude built a tank.
Definitely have not been looking at bulldozers on the Craigslist ads.
Caterpillar D8s go for surprisingly very cheap, by the way.
The fact that I know what you're talking about. That's what my dad does for a living. He's an operator.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he builds Killdozer.
He probably could.
Wonderful. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, get us his number at the end of the show here.
The 3 cars that I was talking about, the only thing he did not do in those was the interior. And
can't blame him.
The 2 of them, there's a 31 Ford, a 37 Ford, and a 55 Ford.
Ooh.
The 31 and the 37 are both very unique. That's a good way to describe them. The 55 is almost original.
Nice, man.
But
that is
like,
awesome.
The 31 has a 354 Hemi in it, and the front seats are out of a Fiero.
Nice.
By the way, Fieros are tiny cars, right?
They are very tiny.
Yes.
Those two seats touch in the middle, and the outsides of the seat touch the outside of the car.
Oh my God.
Those cars were tiny.
Jesus.
And there's a 354 Hemi in it.
Ooh.
I mean, you want to talk about torque and horsepower? My God, that just sounds like fun.
He had to get a specially made gear shift so that there would be room to shift it. It's like up here.
Oh, did they have a knuckle buster?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then the 37 has a small block 350 in it. Then it has a Ford Granada rear end. So the drive shaft, the front is Chevy, and the halfway market is converted and Ford on the other half.
Right.
It has a Cutlass Supreme steering column, Mustang 2 front suspension, Corvette brakes. And it's like driving a brand new car. I love driving that one.
It's like a regular hot rod Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Matt, I think we just found the name for our new EP.
This is like the
third name
today that he's like, this would be a great name for an EP. It's
just
like,
today, within like the past 3 hours.
It's like Earl. No, like most things that happen with us, it's usually me looking at him and going, Earl, no, that doesn't work.
So that is kind of a good name, though.
It's Hot Rod Frankenstein.
If you're not going to use it, we'll pass it off to Rat Rod. They're from Philadelphia.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They are you familiar with them?
I'm familiar with the whole rockabilly scene.
Yeah, it's kind of they actually kind of sound more like AC/DC.
Okay.
We'll play them on this episode so you can hear them.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome.
Let me ask some of my oddball questions. I mean, we're 17 minutes in and all we've done is talk about cars. And that's not even my thing.
You'll have that from time to time.
Let's see. If you could sit on that proverbial bench for an hour and talk to any musician in the history of music, who would you want to talk to, and what one question would you ask them?
Matthew, you go first.
I mean, he's gonna know this. It would definitely be Lemmy, and I guess the question would be, can I have your amps and your Rickenbacker?
Wow.
I could see that being an hour conversation where you're trying and he's just not having it.
As the ghost of Lemmy just, kills me.
Right. I think for myself that Forrest Gump moment, I would probably have to say I would say Frank Zappa, man. I know Matt's gonna look at me like, come on, man, but
shocker.
Yeah, I love everything about Frank Zappa. The dude was a musical genius, and just his social commentary was amazing. I know he wasn't. Shut up.
I'm trying to keep a straight face, and he's over there giggling.
This is every practice. We should do a Zappa song. No, we're making cave metal. Like this is just dumb cave slam music we're making. But Zappa, Earl, I like Zappa too, but like not in the context of what we're doing here.
Anyway, as I was saying, Matthew.
Well, listen, let me interrupt for a second. You if it's a good song, you can take it and make it your own. Like if you're gonna cover something, think about The Devil Went Down to Georgia. You saw the videos recently, right?
Oh yeah.
See, yeah, Korn took it and kind of they made it a little heavier, but kind of stayed within its boundaries. And then
Right.
Nickelback took it, and they sounded like they were the metal band. And then you didn't like that one. and then if you look hard enough, you can find the Hellfire Club, friends of the Pennsylvania Rock Show, and they really metaled it up. And they had an electric fiddle on stage when they did it.
No way.
Their lead guitarist, is actually a music teacher, and he plays in a symphony.
No way.
So he's in a metal band and plays in a symphony.
Wow, talk about diversity, man. That's awesome.
And right now he has a beard, and he looks like Zakk Wylde when Zakk was younger.
Nice.
So now I'm gonna have to link to that clip too, so you guys can check that out.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
So see, that leads to the question: what song can't be Zappa because we're already talking Zappa? What song would you like to take and convert to your style?
Oh man, we got a slew of them. What do you think?
That's a loaded question. Because the two of us are also we're working on a country act. So there's a lot of stuff in the country genre that we're already kind of starting to toy around with and change it up a little bit, add a little bit more rock to it.
Now, when you say country,
we're talking Waylon and Hank and stuff like that.
Okay, good answer.
Yeah, we don't do none of that Luke Bryan baby stuff around here, man.
If you really want like hours of material, get the two of us burnouts going on about country music. It is incessant.
Sometimes annoying.
I mean, if you're not us, it's very annoying.
Right.
When I was growing up, my parents listened to country music. So of course, I would say it's not my thing because it was their thing, but
right.
There are definitely artists that I would go see live. You know, I'd see Waylon. I'd see,
for sure,
Johnny Cash. I'd see anybody that was why can't I think what it was called? The Highwaymen, where they did the big super group.
You know what? There's our answer right there. Let's do a metal version of Highwayman.
If that's your answer, yes.
That's my answer.
I'd say doing rock versions of Hank Sr. songs because, I mean...
Okay.
But the problem is Mike Ness and Social Distortion kind of beat us to the boat on that one.
You know, you guys might be the first band that I could mention this artist to that will actually know who I'm talking about. Are you guys familiar with Johnny Horton?
Oh, absolutely. Battle of 18. What is that? Battle of 1812. In 1814, we took a little trip. Yeah.
Yep.
That's my dad's go-to karaoke song.
My dad had it on cassette tape, and we would listen to it in the car all the time.
That's some good stuff.
and
the gator lost his mind.
Yeah, so that whole genre really has taken a nosedive in the last 20 years from like what it used to be. So when people say like, I don't like country music, I actually have a friend who told me that. She's like, I don't like country music, but I like banjo. I'm like, I think there's a country band or two out there you'd probably really like. You just don't like this, I guess the term du jour for it is pop country, stadium country, what have you. And exactly, it's like,
for those of you that are not watching video, that was a thumbs down there.
Yeah, That is the nicest hand gesture we can give.
Let's see who else. Brooks and Dunn. Garth
I'm
Brooks.
a big fan of Brooks and Dunn.
Alan Jackson.
Oh, for sure.
You glared at me the last time I put Alan Jackson on in my truck.
Because we were in your truck.
It's yes. It is exactly when you play Alan Jackson.
What artist have you not seen live in concert that you wish you would have?
Sabbath.
David Bowie.
Huh?
Big David Bowie fan over here.
Now I'm going to tell you a story about how I missed seeing Leonard Skinner for free.
Please do. That was my first
free.
concert.
I was working at Kennywood, and I was managing Kittyland, and my co-manager, her brother worked at a National Record Mart, and she brought in a stack of tickets for the Skinner concert. I'm not kidding you, like this tall. And she's like, she handed them to me. She was like, "Here you go." And I was like, "I work open to close tomorrow." It was the next day. So my brother went to Skinner. I didn't.
That's rough. That is rough. What era of Skinner was that?
Oh, that would have been late 90s.
Okay.
So,
okay.
So
we got the what was that, Johnny Van Zant at that point, right? Or was that Donnie? I can't remember.
It's like the DVE joke, you know. Hey, ain't you Donnie Iris? No, I'm Lonnie Iris. You know, because there were 3 Van Zant brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, and the dad was Lonnie, Ronnie, Donnie, and Johnny. Yeah.
Yep.
And the one brother actually was the singer for 38 Special.
Correct. And they also did Van Zant, which was a country act.
Yes.
Which I would have went to see as well.
Bill, you're depressing me a lot right now with these stories.
I didn't see him. How about worst concert you ever went to? You're not going to believe the one I say.
Matthew, take the wheel.
I hate to admit it, Nickelback.
Oh, it's a good thing I have headphones on and my wife's not here to hear you.
So here's a little story for you.
Oh, I know this one. I know this one. This is good.
So many a moon ago, whenever I was still engaged to my ex-fiance, our first concert that I took her to was I took her to go see Deicide down at the Rex Theater, which is, you know, a great band, great wholesome band to take your, you know, upstanding Christian girlfriend to go see, to break into the metal world, right? And so as reparation, she forced me to go to a Luke Bryan concert down at Star Lake.
Was it actually called Star Lake then, or did it have a different name?
No, I grew up on it, called Star Lake. I think at that time it was First Niagara.
It was First Niagara when you were coming up. Don't lie.
Man. It's Star Lake, okay.
I don't even know what it's called now. What is it? Post Gazette Pavilion?
Key Bank, Post Gazette.
Anyway,
I don't know. It could be Mrs. T's Pierogies Pavilion at this point. I don't know.
It doesn't matter because all you have to do is say Star Lake and everybody knows where you mean.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know, I think that's the last time I went down there as well. And any time I ended up going down there, I would just ingest way too many oat sodas. So that's a bad place to go.
Oat sodas.
I remember he posted pictures of the two of them together, and he's all done up nice and proper, got his tucked in flannel shirt and everything, and I'm laughing the entire time I see the pictures. And he's like, "Yeah, I went." He's like, and I was too inebriated to remember. They drug me up off the hill after like his first song. I was like, "Yeah."
Blacked out in the lawn, you know.
I have a Star Lake story like similar to that. It wasn't me. It was the guy in front of me. But let me tell you my worst concert story first, and then I'll tell you that one.
Let's hear it.
So I am a fairly big Kiss fan. I looked the part, right? And we went to see Kiss Aerosmith. And if you compare the two bands, one of them is really good musically and one of them is really good stage theatrically.
Right.
Right? Yeah, Kiss had the better night.
Really?
Oh, by far.
Oh, Steven Tyler just wasn't delivering, huh?
Well, first of all, they were touring on their Honking on Bobo album. Their blues album.
Oh, right.
With Kiss.
That's American classic.
Yeah. and they were alternating who headlined every night. Well, when they hit Star Lake, it was Aerosmith's turn to headline. So you have Kiss go on stage and they do their fire breathing and spitting blood and flying out over the crowd and throwing the sword during Firehouse with the flaming handle and then their set ends and they come out and they set up Aerosmith stuff, and when they drop the curtain there is a scene from New Orleans on the stage and they're sitting on benches playing the blues.
Interesting.
Didn't really fit. And then I think Steven Tyler was probably sick because Joe Perry sang most of the leads that night.
Really?
And they only played about 40 minutes.
Ugh. That
worst concert I've ever been to. Only time I've seen Aerosmith, I would see them again. I'd give them a second chance because I just like them.
I mean, like a lot of bands from that era, like, they've gone through several different transitions, but I mean, they still wrote Mama Kin. They still had, Dream On.
Sweet Emotion.
Yeah, you know what? I don't even want to hear it. Luke Bryan fan.
You didn't like that song, or you don't like Aerosmith?
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I am not a big fan of Aerosmith.
That's okay.
It's not okay.
We differ very, very, very much musically.
That's so the story I was at. It was what were they called? ZO2 was the opening band.
Okay.
Then Ted Nugent, and then Kiss. So ZO2 was on stage, and the guy in front of me was getting high and drinking a lot. And then Ted Nugent started playing, and you could see that he was about to meet his match. And he was wearing Kiss stuff.
Right.
He passed out before Kiss ever went on stage. His girlfriend carried him over her shoulder out of Star Lake at the end of the night. He never saw it.
Hey,
was that your brother?
Hey, I think it was me.
Here, one more Star Lake story, and then I'll give you another question.
Let's hear it.
So it was that same show. I was there with my college roommate, my wife, my uncle, aunt, and their son, who was like 8 at the time. And this guy kept coming down and tapping me on the shoulder and telling me that his kid couldn't see because they were behind us.
Right.
Well, I'm a larger guy, so the first 10 times I moved. Well, he kept getting drunker and drunker and drunker, and he comes down, and this time he doesn't have his shirt on, and his arms are like this big. And he's in my face screaming at me. And I turn and I look, and this kid is laying on the blanket sleeping. And he's still yelling at me because his kid can't see. And I looked at him, I'm like, I'm not moving anymore. And my uncle, who's 9 years older than me. So, it's not weird that we're there together. My uncle comes over, and he was a sergeant in the Army, so he had some training behind him. And he puts his hand on that guy's arm like he's going to back me up. And now he's like 5'7", so he is short, my uncle. This guy's big. He puts his hand on his arm, and he looks at me and goes, "Never mind, we're moving." I went, "We are not moving." So at this point, my college roommate turns because I'm swearing, and I don't normally do that. And that guy thinks that he's coming at him. So he launches into my roommate, and he flies like 20 feet and lands on somebody. The guy cocks back like he's going to punch me. And then he starts running through the crowd and randomly punching people.
That's kind of like that angry redneck we met at the Primus concert all those years ago.
Oh yeah, I forgot about.
Was it at Star Lake? Might have been the same guy. So
Stage AE, I got kicked in the back of the head by that guy.
Yeah. Angry redneck with a bowl cut. Never forget him.
So security they like surround him and then work their way back to his whole group and surround the whole group, and they escort them out past me. And I'm yelling, "He can't see now either, can he?" Yeah. Anyway, if you could go on tour with any band and open for them, who would you want to open for? And at what venue would you want to start that tour?
On the count of 3. Ready? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. High on Fire. Absolutely High on Fire.
Yes.
And man, what would be the perfect venue for that?
I mean, with High on Fire, something small.
Oh no, with all those amps? No, definitely
definitely with all those amps.
I'm thinking we should start the tour at I used to call it the Diesel Club. I can't remember Foxtail. It's called Foxtail now, I think. Yeah, that would be a great place to see High on Fire. And then have our world tour.
I'll tell you what, AE, honestly. I have never seen a bad show at AE.
Okay.
Yes. Correct.
Now let's roll reversal it a little. Now you guys are the headlining band on this world tour. What local bands from this area are you taking with you to try and springboard?
Inhaler.
Definitely Whorehound.
It's been a while, but Shy has been on the show.
You know what? I actually just listened to that episode last night. I was like binging the PA rock show, trying to figure out like how it worked. I was like, we got like so nervous, like trying to figure out like what we should say and stuff. And I listened to the Descendants of Crumb thing. And I was like, oh man.
Oh yeah, Shy's awesome. I actually auditioned for them on the drums.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, like a couple months ago.
It was right before we started.
It was right when the Rona hit. And you couldn't buy toilet paper for some unknown reason.
Now it's pepperoni and cheese. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
And Dr. Pepper is like,
yeah.
I'll be darned if there's a Dr. Pepper shortage in the US of A, baby. It's my favorite soda.
I always took you for a Mr. Pibb kind of guy. Yeah, back to your question. Yeah, Inhaler, Whorehound. Inhaler's actually out of Youngstown, and they're amazing. It's a 3-piece band. I saw them in Whorehound opening for Ringworm and I Hate God, and they were both just incredible. Probably 9 Stitch Method, because Patrick might cry if we didn't shout out.
And definitely Stone Cold Killer and Royal Honey. Those two bands, they're all
those are
great
all bands
guys.
I can play.
I love those guys so much, especially Royal Honey. just freaking stand-up guys, you know.
Have you checked out their website?
No, but you know whose website I have checked out is Tilted Shadows.
Yeah, I made that one too.
Yeah.
And Royal Honey.
I'll tell you one that looks really awesome. The First Angel Media website.
Hey, I did that one too.
Hey.
I probably have 60 websites online. Do you know which one gives me the most trouble with people trying to hack it?
First Angel.
No, Build the Scene. Mine is
Really?
the problem child. Yeah, I was fixing it again today.
That's what you get for having talent and dreams.
The other day, I was getting hit by they're called brute force login attempts, where they try and break your login so that they get into your admin, and then they can put in, they can inject links to wherever they want, basically. And I was getting hit so hard, and they were using a username that was actually really similar to someone who is a user on my site, which panicked me a little bit. And so I hid the login page. And then today, the reason I couldn't tell you when you were scheduled to be to do the interview was because I couldn't get it back into the site because I forgot the login plugin that I put in the hider reset itself, and I couldn't figure out where my login page was.
Don't feel bad. We thought it was like we didn't know what day it was because we have a collective IQ of 9.
We share the same singular brain cell.
Yeah, actually, there's 2 of them, and there's the dumb one and the really dumb one.
Sounds like a movie. Hey, I have a question. Did you guys both go to Slippery Rock area school district?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, kind of. I got expelled from a bunch of different schools. I went to like 3 high schools, so yes and no.
What was the purpose of the barn that sat out front?
That's actually I think that's like the maintenance shed kind of thing.
They keep like all the extra like all the football practice gear and stuff in there. And also, I mean, it's Slippery Rock, so of course the high school's gonna have a barn.
I went to SRU, so
oh, nice.
Saw that thing all the time.
We used to do like how like high schools will do like those activity days and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
At Slippery Rock, it was really common that the student parking lot would just be full of old farm tractors on that day.
Indeed.
Which was not the most pleasant time to try to get out of the student exit on that hill where the barn is. That's where the students would leave.
I believe my Massey Ferguson has graced that parking lot at least twice.
You don't own a Massey Ferguson.
Yes, I do.
Do you?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's your dad's. Yeah. Exactly. If we're going with that, well,
semantics.
I almost took my, international Super M down there. Like
semantics, Matthew. Semantics.
So
ownership law.
So I took a 1955 Ford Crown Victoria to prom, and you took a tractor.
Indeed, that is correct.
Actually,
really my senior prom, I took a 1983 Dodge. What was that? A W250 or whatever. It's the big power wagon.
He drove a Gremlin. Don't let him fool you.
Well, listen, I took a 55 Crown Victoria to the prom. I did not come home in one because my dad was afraid to let me drive it tired. So when I came out at 3:00 in the morning, there was a 78 Dodge. Why can't I think what it's? Man, it was like the Cordoba, but it was the Dodge version. Magnum. 78 Dodge Magnum.
Yeah.
So that's what I drove home.
Reliable, dependable, get you where you need to go.
That thing would go anywhere. We were driving along the River Road in Apollo, if you know where that is.
Yes.
It's the Kiskiminetas River. And the road was flooded out, and they were making everybody turn around. And my dad drove right past the cop through the water, and we went where we needed to go. He's like, "It's a boat. We'll be fine."
Your dad sounds like one heck of a man.
My mom was so mad at him that day.
That honestly sounds exactly like something the two of us would come up with. It's
Correct.
I only one time that I go somewhere where that I couldn't get that car to go where I needed it, and it was my friend's driveway. It would not go up his driveway. It was like February, and it was solid ice, and his dad ended up coming out and driving it on the hillside instead of on the driveway to get it up the driveway. But let's see. If we'll stick with the car, that seems to be where this is going anyway. On your EP, if you call it, what was it? What Hot Rod Frankenstein? Right?
Frankenstein.
What car will grace the cover of that EP if that's the title?
Absolutely, a 1978 Camaro IROC. No doubts about it. Or a black Trans Am. One of the two.
I was going to go with the 68 GTO, but, whatever.
IROC. Definitely an IROC. With a mullet. With a mullet on the back of it. Like the car has a mullet,
And that's when I started choking him, Your Honor. We were going to start working on some songs we've been toying around with here tonight, but it looks like I'm gonna have to take somebody around back with a baseball bat.
Not again, man. Come on.
See, that's what I need to see on video.
Oh boy. Well, so we'll just
anyway.
Hold on. There we go.
Hey, last question, because I gotta get back to setting everything up for my wife's live here shortly. Let's see. Are you guys familiar with the Shadow event?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a question that Christina asked in one of these live videos. You know the question?
Is it the cartoon question?
It is.
Yes. All right.
So the question is, if they were going to put Aqua Dementia into a cartoon series, which series would you be injected into, and which characters would play you?
Probably Wacky Races.
Definitely the Wacky Races, and the characters that would play us would definitely be the two cave brothers that are constantly hitting each other over the head.
It's Captain Caveman over here. I think I would probably be Dick. I would be Dick Dastardly. That's actually a song that we're working on tonight. We have a song called Captain Cave Slam. So it's just, big dumb hardcore slam riffs. And the intro is just going to be, Captain Caveman. It's going to be where we have fun around here.
We have no original ideas, so we're just going to be ripping off Hanna-Barbera cartoons for the next 5 years. And then we will switch over to probably Popeye.
Zappa, yes.
Those of you that are watching the video, you need to go back to video to about 49 minutes and see that look Matt just gave me.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Now he's giving it to you. Stop it.
So anyway, I know I forget where I was going with that.
Ooh, shocker.
Yeah, big shocker.
Hey, how about this? Why don't you go ahead and tell us where the listeners can find you online? I mean, clearly we have your Facebook page listed down here in the video.
Yes, at the Aqua Dementia Variety Halftime Show. on Facebook. I think right now the only thing that we have as far as social media is our Facebook at Aqua Dementia.
That's about it, because that's generally where we've been putting up like live stream videos of material we're working on.
We're more focused on the live aspect, which hopefully is coming back soon. September 19th, we will be playing a live show down in, what is that, Duquesne, for the Porky's Freedom Fest.
And then we'll be playing in November.
Yes.
We're going to be playing the pre-show for Lily Six's
200th show
celebration. We'll be doing the pre-show on Thursday.
Yeah, what is Subalpine, right? Is that Subalpine?
It is
Yeah,
definitely Subalpine.
that is definitely Subalpine.
Which I gotta say, if for any band like starting up, Subalpine is really, really good to just about anybody that comes through their doors.
Oh, one of the best venues in Pittsburgh, I would say, in my opinion.
So we're at 51 minutes right now, and I don't know what I'm cutting, and the show's only an hour.
Okay.
It'll be interesting.
Very interesting.
All right, so I'm going
So,
to stop you guys there,
okay.
and we are going to hopefully listen to a couple more songs, depending on how well the cutting goes, and then you'll get to hear John Lane from the Hellfire Club take us into the night with his
heck yeah.
outro. So if you are tuned in right now live, thanks for hanging out with us. I want to thank you two for giving up some of your rehearsal time to chat with me.
Thank you so much for having us on, man.
Thanks for having us.
And if I would have known that it was a sunglasses night, I would have brought mine in. But
See, it covers up my disgusting face. I look even more like Joe Dirt without the sunglasses. So
I was thinking Axel, but okay.
What, you see Axel?
I do.
Don't let Nate know that. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for having us. It was a wonderful time.
Absolutely.
And Matthew is definitely not going to conduct any acts of physical violence against me after we leave here.
I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
All right, buddy.